Morning. Lone Stranger. Day 17. Or day 16 and a half, if you prefer. We are getting a very early start, a very heavy start. It's a little after 5:30 when we pulled out of camp. I walked a little ways, so I wasn't talking too close to the campground. Everybody else in the world is still sleeping. It's a beautiful morning, but it's going to turn into a hellish day, so I figured the farther along we were before it turned to hell, the farther along we'd be. If there's any rhyme or reason to it, but I think it's going to be tough today. I think tomorrow's going to be really tough. But going to Canada. That just seems silly. We know what's there. There's a lot of trouble in Canada. I don't know. I may be being devoured by no-see-ums this morning. I'm imagining I'm being devoured by no-see-ums. I don't see bugs, but I feel bugs. It's a terrible feeling. Here. Morning on the northern end of the Cohos. We got like, I don't know, a bunch of miles here. 7 miles to the end of the trail. And then once we get into Canada, I think we'll head directly to Culat. We will not climb the first mountains along the border. We don't have time for that. We're smarter than that. We didn't go that way last year. I guess, hey, if you want to do this officially, you'll have to follow that #1 trail along the border the whole way, and I wish you a lot of luck. But I'm not doing that. I'm not doing anything official here. I'm a pioneer. I can go wherever I want. I'll let somebody else worry about the technicalities later. But this pack is really heavy. That was a good idea to drop the bear can off yesterday, but now I gotta get used to carrying it today. This is probably the heaviest we'll be. Yeah, no, we got a couple other heavy loads we'll be taking off. I try not to go too far with the heavy load. Take it on and then camp relatively soon, so you're eating that first dinner and breakfast. But yeah, we need a week's supplies here. We got a long ways to go. Well, I bet there's still some more pretty here this morning. Get you some of this beautiful morning. I can't really describe to you what just happened. I'm gonna try. I'll sum up. I'm walking along this trail, and all of a sudden I look up, and there's a little spotted deer running right at me. Pretty good sized fawn. But he didn't see me, and I didn't see him. And then all of a sudden he saw me. And he hit the ground. He took a somersault trying to stop. And I said, "Whoa!" Because I wasn't expecting to have a deer running at me at high speed. Uh-oh. I can't run the camera all the time, so I can't capture those kind of moments. But yeah, that's hard to describe with words. The sensation of realizing I'm about to be trampled by a little tiny deer. I don't remember this trail being so nicely graded as a road. I remember the snowmobile trail farther up where it's all wet and muddy. This has been good for early morning hiking. We're sweating, but we're covering ground, I think. I don't know where I am. But we'll know when we get there. I wish they had the new trail in. I think I hear they got permission to cut a trail directly from Third Lake to Fourth Lake. And so you won't have to go climbing those cliffs on the border. That border trail, especially when it's wet, is slippery, dangerous. And then it's also got some verticality that it's a lot of work. I think all that could be avoided. Person could come down it, enjoy the views. It's got some nice views into Canada from the border, but climbing up it is hard. It's got a couple of little rocky cliffs. Definitely require handholds. Well, I think we're getting closer to Third Lake. I'll see you there. Unless the deer attack. Third Connecticut Lake. They get smaller as you go. Kicked up another deer. Thankfully this one ran the other way. That first one was too exciting. Yeah, it's wet out here. Some of it's from the rain, some of it's from the sweat. Oh, it's a little better in here. Yeah. But we're covering ground. It's still really early in the morning, I think. I mean, not really early. It was really early when we started, but see, it's just going to be terrible later. So the more we do now, the slower we can go later. You got a lot of open road walk when we get to Canada, and then some trees. So it's my goal, is to make it to those trees. It's about 6 or 7 kilometers, which we've determined we don't really know. I was apparently converting kilometers to Fahrenheit last year, so my formula was off. Not terribly far off, but far enough off that it wouldn't be of any use. Now that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, we got to go a few miles when we get there. We'll worry about the kilometers later. Well, here we are again. Fourth Connecticut Lake. I'm tempted to skip this, but I won't. I believe we went clockwise last year, so we'll go counterclockwise this year. I try to go the opposite direction every year. It's a little tiny one. Start of the Connecticut River. Let's get it. Just to prove I did actually walk around the pond. I gotta show you the backside of the pond. Otherwise, you might think I just pretended. Not that I was tempted to pretend. Doesn't matter what I'm tempted. Gotta go. Really gotta go. We're going to Canada. There are no shortcuts in Canada. Yeah, there are some shortcuts in Canada, but those are no piece of cake either. So, cake. All the way up. I set down my pack before I climbed up this cliff to get over here. Feels very strange, naked, not to have anything with me. Well, I've got the camera, I've got the inReach. That's it. I figured I needed to make some video. And just in case I broke my leg out here, better bring the inReach. Because I'm not getting down those cliffs with a broken leg. Normally I'd hike myself out with a broken leg, you know. But those cliffs. No, it's insurance. If you've got a way out, you don't break your leg. It's when you got no escape, that's when you'll break your leg. Alright. Well, we're just about done with this loop. And we're back where we started. 17 days on the calendar. 15 days and 21 hours roughly on the clock. Now we're on the approach trail to Canada. It's a pretty little pond, but it's a lot of work to get up and down, to get out here to it. If they put in that new trail, I think we'll be able to climb up here more gently. And then maybe go out via the border trail, since it's mostly downhill that way. You still gotta go up and down. It's border. There's nothing flat near the border. That'll be our week for the next week. It's constant. Up, down, up, down. But theoretically, the hardest parts of our day are behind us. Theoretically. We'll see how hot it gets out here. But we did a great job on getting an early start. All right, well, I'm going to show you a little bit of the view on the border here. Once we start heading out, there may be some views. I don't know, it's starting to grow in. There's more trees than there used to be. We'll see what we see. United States. We're running out of it rapidly. Canada approaches. Let's see if they run out and yell at me to make sure I have my paperwork. We've done it. We've arrived. Now to Canada. Well, I'll see you on the other side. Oh, Canada. We said last year we wouldn't come back. We came back. What the heck are we thinking? Well, I know what we're thinking. First and foremost, we're not going to bushwhack through the forest. This year we know the sign that says forbidden, no trespassing, keep out, means go this way. We will stay on the road. Well, we are going to head into this forest and we will pop out on the other side in 6 days. There's like no indication that you're on this trail for quite a while. You just kind of got to know it's here, because I don't see any signs. But eventually you'll find a red triangle and then you'll say, oh, well, this must be the place. Well, I found red triangles. They're going off into the woods. I didn't see this last year. I don't know if this was here last year. But I've been preconditioned to follow red triangles when I see them. So, when I saw this, I said, hey, let's try this way. Maybe there is a trail. Well, it's exciting because this is all new to me. As long as I don't get lost. Well, stick around. See how this turns out. Because I don't know what's going to happen next. Looks dark and dangerous. So the trail only lasted a couple hundred yards, if that. Popped out onto the road. Pretty sure this is the road that I want. I don't. It's hard enough when you're on the trail, but the road walk part of this is really bad. But there is a view of where we're headed. Those lumpy things. That's our life for the next week. The lumps. But yeah, I always feel better when I see one of those triangles. You don't get them very often. So. Well, I thought I'd show you the downhill slope so you could see the view. I don't think this camera can do justice to this hill we've just climbed up. If you can see that house on top of that hill, we came down and then all the way up to here. And I am drenched in the sweat. Holy gosh darn heck. Last year it was pouring rain. That wasn't fun. But this is hot and sweaty. Zero wind. We passed the 5 kilometer sign a while back. Somewhere around 6 kilometer is where we turn off into the woods. I don't know if that's going to be better or worse. I can't tell. It might be cooler. Well, I just wanted to sweat all over you for a second. I want to show up smiling in camp later and you think this was all gravy out here. Yeah, this hill. This is a hill. Alright. I'm going to turn you off. So the little red triangles are going to go up a mountain, touch the border, and come down the mountain. The little blue triangles are not going to go up that mountain. We are going to follow the little blue triangles. And have a much happier day. It's not a lot of trail, but it's a lot easier trail. Of course, again, you elite runners setting your fastest known times, you gotta follow those red triangles. Poor bastards. I mean, yeah, bastards. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to do this toddle. Pretty wiped out. It's been a long, hot day. But I don't think it's all that far. And it's gotta be easier than climbing up that hill. Which almost got me. But yeah, we'll be there before we know it. Hopefully the brook is flowing nicely. Drink and swim. We won't swim. It's not that big. Yeah. We'll be with the heat. Hey. Totally forgot about you. Been busy. Drinking water. Drinking a lot of water. Holy cow, that was hot. It was just reaching the point where I was going to die. And then I got here. So I'm not dead. Pretty happy about it. I have a neighbor. Met a lovely lady. We're headed the same way. We're going to camp together maybe this first couple of nights. First couple of 3 nights. That's wonderful. Last year we were all alone out here. Now somebody else will know if we die. No, I traded her some chocolate for labor. She went and got me a bag of water. I was really appreciative. I'm going to give her some more chocolate tomorrow. I don't even need a bag of water tomorrow. Tomorrow we're camping on water. So this was day 17. First day on the Sentiers Frontaliers. I tried to get the border crossing guard to teach me how to say it. Sentiers. I can say that part. Frontaliers. Something like that. I don't know. We're in Canada. We're in Canada and we are headed east. Couple of big climbs tomorrow. A lot of trouble on the border. It's going to be terrible. Really hot. Then thunderstorms. But after that, smooth sail. The weather's going to cool off. Life's going to be a lot better. Everybody's going to be much happier. I don't know how the heck I'm going to go to sleep. It's like 1,000 degrees out here. I've pulled all the underquilts away from the hammock. But I just know earlier inside the mosquito net it was hot. That's not good. We're not bothering with a roof. We're just going to hang. Gently. Because one of my trees is kind of small. But yeah, I thought I'd say night-night. This was, like I say, day 17. Or day 1, depending on how you want to look at it. But pretty soon, we'll turn the corner and start heading towards Maine. We got a lot of corners between here and there. We'll focus on tomorrow. Tomorrow,